The most difficult stage in a man's life is finding a good wife, yes. Making money is not a problem to a man, no. A man can do anything to survive and he will succeed. Men don't get problem in that, no. But you see, finding a good wife, hey, that is the most difficult.
Hello, my people. If you ask 100 African women these two questions, I'm gonna ask you guys now. The first one, you're gonna get no. At least 70% or 70 of them are gonna say no to this question. And the second question, they're gonna say yes. At least 90% of them, or even more, will say yes to this question. And these questions are here. Number one is that should married men do a DNA test for their children, their so-called children, to verify or to confirm if those children are really their own? 70% of them will say no, they shouldn't do that. They should just leave everything, you know what I mean? And the second question, if we ask them, you're gonna get a different answer now. If you ask them, should married men forgive their wife if they found out that they cheated? 90% of them are gonna say yes, they should forgive their wife and move on, forgive and move on. You know what I mean? Because this woman, this modern African woman, they understand the nature of women more than how men see it. And but the problem I have is that they don't understand the nature of relationship, how relationship, especially modern relationship, is falling apart. You know what I mean? And most of the time, is women. And why I say it's women is that, first of all, this modern relationship, most of the time, is women that make this choice. You know what I mean? Not, I'm talking about in a relationship where the man is at fault. You know, this woman, you choose a non-entity. You know what I mean? You choose a scumbag. You know what I mean? But we look at it in a way that this is not about men. This is we're talking about how women make this relationship not to work, by cheating. You know what I mean? Because you see in the short video that this lady is saying that every married woman cheats, which I disagree to an extent for what she said. But many of them will be doing this for her to come to this conclusion. You know what I mean? And look at the caveat they put there. She said, if they love you, they will not tell you. You know what I mean? They will keep it hidden for you. You know what I mean? But the thing is that it's not love. When you cheat on somebody, how can you say because you didn't tell somebody about it, it's about love? You know how women want to change the narrative. If I didn't tell you, if I do it, if you don't know, I love you. But this is not love. If you love somebody, you shouldn't cheat on the person. And because now marriages in Africa are falling apart. You know what I mean? Quickly. You know what I mean? It doesn't last 2 years now. Marriages, even sometimes before it happens, the marriage is cancelled. The marriage has been arranged, and maybe somebody come up with something, especially women, and the man cancel it. Walk away. Because what women don't understand is that for marriage to work, it depends on them. Most of the time, it depends on them. They hold the key. There's men now, like there's stuff they cannot tolerate. You know what I mean? Especially women should know that what men doesn't hate more, if you find out that he did this, the relationship is over, it's cheating. Most of the time, it's cheating. You know what I mean? If you cheat, that's it for the man has lost every interest in you. And even any atom of love again, she will not have it. He will not have it, except if you have children. Sometimes they might, want to stick for their children, but the relationship is gone. But you might not even know, or you will know by their character because it's gonna change. You know what I mean? So when you ask these two questions, you see how the first one is gonna be, is gonna be No, don't do DNA test. It's not necessary. They will convince you, not to do it. And the second one, they're gonna say yes. Most of them are gonna say yes. Forgive. Like you don't have feelings, your own feelings. Your feelings doesn't get hurt. Because you're a man, you have to take it. And one sad stuff about it is that in African, paradigm about marriage is that men do the heavy lifting most of the time. We do all the heavy lifting, and when you do all this heavy lifting, and you end up with a woman like that, it hurts you, and it takes a lot from you. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Peace.